Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel ForexPnL, where we focus on making big profits and small losses. Today is the 11th of January 2022 and it's Tuesday night, and I'm about to make a video right now for the midweek Forex forecast. As you already know, this is going to be the first edition, all right, of those midweek Forex forecast series. So I'm really excited to bring this video to you guys, and well, this is a new edition for the year. So without any further delays, guys, let's look into the charts and see what's going on. As usual, I'm going to be reviewing the 8 major currency pairs and then any additional cross pairs that are giving me important levels to keep an eye on. All right. So I'm going to be kicking things off with US dollar Swiss francs. But before I even go there, I just want to draw your attention to the economical calendar, just for you to see that, well, starting from tomorrow, Wednesday, we have the CPI data coming from the United States axis, PPI on Thursday, and retail sales on Friday, all from the United States axis. Okay, so that is something to keep an eye on. At least that is something that I will keep an eye on for my own trading. So well, it depends on how you approach the markets, but I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Now back to the charts for US dollar Swiss francs. As you can see here, actually this worked pretty much in a textbook manner. If you guys remember from the weekend Forex forecast that I did, I told you guys I was actually keeping an eye on this particular demand zone. All right, so the markets opened. We got this actually we got this dip on Friday, and I told you guys that in this demand zone I'm expecting the markets to now take off to the upside from here, and you can see that from right around that area, price just reacted off of that 0.9180 level, and the markets just took off again to the upside, breaking these levels of structure to the upside and creating this demand zone in the process. So in this case, the markets gave us a pretty much 100 pips move, and towards 0.9280, and now we are getting the retracement, in my own opinion. So what would I like to see in these markets right now? Okay, so for the end of the week, for the rest of the week, what I would love to see in this pair right now is for price to give me maybe some form of hesitation, maybe reaction to the upside, and then for the markets to give me another push to the upside. Okay, the best case scenario will be a dip into this our 4 demand zone right here, but you also want to pay attention to this 0.9200 institutional price level that can easily work as support in these markets. Okay, so I would say this whole area right around 0.9200 and this 4 hours demand zone, anywhere from right around here, if I get any reactions to the upside, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go long again for further continuations to the upside. Okay, so let's see how this goes. I just wanted to point this out. All right, so next up is going to be Euro US dollar. Okay, so for Euro US dollar, this currency pair actually just remains in this particular triangle. You can see price is still trading inside this flat top triangle that we have in the 4 hours time frame. As you can see from here, well, the markets actually opened, and we got a very nice push again to the downside. Price reacted clearly off of the trend line of this particular triangle, and you can see right now we are trading right around the top of this particular flat top triangle again. So well, the market is slowly building liquidity above this particular top, okay, right around 1.1385 area. So well, who knows, is it going to just be a quick liquidity grab above this level, just to retest, let's say, 1.1400 institutional level from below, and then maybe another drop to the downside? Or will price actually give us a clear break to the upside, and then maybe another dip into this particular weekly supply zone that we have mapped out, from where maybe the markets might now give us another push to the downside? Okay, who knows? But in the long term, personally, I am going to be favoring a move to the downside. Okay, that's going to be my preferred move. Okay, let me see. Okay, all right, so that's going to be the move that I would prefer personally. I would like to see price give me a clear move to the downside. However, keeping an eye on possible manipulations to the upside towards 1.1400, or even possibly into this particular supply zone that I have mapped out here from the weekly time frame. All right, so only time will tell. So just keep an eye on this, but in the long term, personally, my preferred move is going to be a clear move to the downside. So in the event that this particular pair gives me a push, let's say, to the upside, and then from here we begin to get clear confirmations for possible retrace push to the downside, then I'll be looking for opportunities to go short. Okay, keep in mind, I am not trading this week, but I'm just saying this thing from a pretty much a hypothetical position for someone who is actually trading this particular week. All right, so my own trading is starting next week, like I had pointed out. But if you're trading now, this is what I'm going to be looking for in EurUsd. All right, I just wanted to point that out. Okay, so that's it for EurUsd for me. Next up is Australian dollar US dollar. Now, for this particular currency pair, to be honest with you, at least from the way that I trade, not much is going on right now. Okay, maybe we are now going to probably get price to give us maybe another push to the downside. Who knows? You can see that we have a little interaction in this area that actually led to this break, but in my opinion, it's not that strong. Okay, it's not clear, so I'm not going to be keeping an eye at this level. But if we pay attention to this particular area right around here, okay, we might be getting a retest of, let's say, 0.7250 level. Not the clearest of price action in my own opinion, at least from the way that I view the markets. Okay, but you never know, price might be on its way to give us maybe a retest of this particular supply zone that we have in this area that led to the break of this structure. Okay, but it's not the clearest, it's not one that I'm going to be willing to take a trade off of. Okay, because price is clearly bouncing off of the demand zone from the daily time frame. All right, so I'm not so keen on going short from this particular level. All right, I just wanted to point that out. All right, so just no clear levels on the Australian dollar US dollar based on the way that I trade. Next up, New Zealand US dollar. Now this one, in my own opinion, you can see price actually respected the supply zone that we had mapped out from the weekend, this same supply zone. All right, so the markets opened and we got that nice push to the downside, but you can see price is now reacting again to the upside pretty much, and we're getting demand from this particular lows. All right, so well, personally, I'm not so keen on going shorts from here, because you can see we got this nice push into the supply zone. Price gave us a push to the downside, but did not even make a new low. All right, and from here, another attack to the upside. Bears came in again, but did not even make a new low, and now we are making higher highs above this level. I'm not so interested in going shorts from this level either. All right, but yeah, in a similar manner, we might be getting another push to the upside in this particular currency pair, maybe into this particular area, this supply zone, from where the sell started, from where maybe the bears might come in again. But in my own opinion, that is a low quality trade. Okay, now that's it for New Zealand dollar US dollar. Next up is going to be British pounds and US dollar. Now this pair continues to trade to the upside. If you guys remember from the weekend forecast, I told you guys that well, we might get a break of this trend line, and that is actually happening now, and we are getting actually a break and close above that trend line. Well, the bulls are still in this market, in my own opinion, make no mistakes. Okay, so well, in the process of that move, if we now take a look in the 4 hours time frame, what do we see here? Well, 1 second. Now, from the 4 hours time frame, guys, we have price giving us a clear break above this particular trend line. All right, breaking clearly above this level of resistance on our charts and creating this 4 hours demand zone in the process. Now, price is still pretty close to this 4 hours demand zone. So what I would love to see, maybe the bulls to come into this market, push away from this level, and then from here, if we get any retracements to the downside, maybe towards 1.3600, I'll be keeping an eye on retracements towards this demand zone, 13600 institutional price level. Any bounces from here, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go long for further continuations to the upside. This, in my opinion, is going to be a high quality trade in the event that we get a push to the upside first. Okay, that is what I'm seeing right now in British pounds US dollar. Next up is going to be US dollar Canadian dollar. Now this one is looking very nice. If you remember from the weekend forex forecast, I told you guys that it's looking more bearish than bullish. Okay, so the markets opened, and I actually told you guys that I personally will be keeping an eye on this particular area right here. Okay, markets closed here, but I told you guys that the confirmation for me will come should the markets give us a push to the downside below these lows right here, and you can see we got that here. Okay, and now that created this particular supply zone in here. markets give us a push to the upside into the supply zone, all right, and from there you can see how the markets give us a very nice push to the downside, clearly breaking these levels of structure, and in the process forming this new 4-hour supply zone, which I have just mapped out right now. Okay, so well, this is a nice setup, one that I would have been keeping an eye on if I was trading this week, and what I would love to see is maybe price might give us a little retracement, okay, into this 4-hour supply zone, maybe right around 1.2650 institutional price level, anywhere from right around there. If we get any reversals to the downside, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go short for further continuations to the downside. That is going to be a high quality trade, if not even maybe the highest quality trade that I'm seeing right here on my charts, at least at the moment. Okay, next up, US dollar Japanese yen. Not much happening, to be honest. Price is just bouncing off of that daily demand zone that we had mapped out, right? And you can see we got that flush to the downside, and you can see price is now bouncing off of that daily demand zone, but no clear price action in my opinion, so I am not going to be saying much in this particular currency pair. Next up is going to be British pound and Japanese yen. Now, not much again, similar to the US dollar Japanese yen. We just got enough push to the downside to manipulate below these lows, and also bounce off of this particular previous level of resistance on our charts that is sitting right around 15600 institutional price level. Okay, that's what price respected, fell shy of this demand zone, and you can see price took off again to the upside. No trading opportunities in my opinion. We just let this one go and wait for more price action to develop before we make any trading decisions. All right, now next up is going to be New Zealand Canadian dollar. Now this is going to be the first cross pair that is giving me a technical level to keep an eye on. As you can see, this pair is clearly in a downtrend right here. Okay, and we've been forming lower highs and lower lows, and well, price gave us a nice push to the downside, clearly breaking below this level of structure on our charts. Okay, so what I would love to see right now personally is for maybe another little push to the downside, and then from here, if we begin to get any reactions to the upside, I'll be keeping an eye at 0.8550 institutional price level area, from where if we get any bounces to the downside, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go short for further continuations to the downside. Now, next up is going to be New Zealand Japanese yen, which is pretty much similar to the other New Zealand currency pair in the sense that I am looking for a short opportunity. Well, you can see how price was giving us higher highs and higher lows, all right, on this area of the charts, and then all of a sudden the market topped out right around this area. Okay, and from here we got this nice push to the downside. Okay, this is the move that started the bearish move, and then we got this nice push again to the upside, then a further continuation to the downside that broke this level of structure to the downside and created this 4-hour supply zone in the process. Okay, right now you can see price has given us a retracement into that 4-hour supply zone. Okay, we just pretty much tapped that 4-hour supply zone in this particular candle, and you can see since then we've been getting some form of indecision candles with pretty large wicks in that area. Okay, no confirmations yet, but this is one I would have been keeping an eye on. All right, so maybe any push from here, maybe to the downside, clearly bouncing off of that area, I'll be looking for price to give me an opportunity to go in for further continuations to the downside. This is another high quality position that I would have been keeping an eye on. All right, next up is going to be Canadian dollar Swiss francs. Okay, so this pair just continues to shoot to the upside, and we're looking into the 4 hours time frame at this moment. So again, just like the other Canadian dollar pair, what I would love to see is maybe a little push to the upside, and then from here any retracements into this particular demand zone right around 0.7300 institutional price level. If we get any bounces to the upside, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go long for further continuations to the downside. The last but not the least is going to be British pounds and Swiss francs, which is pretty similar to the Canadian dollar Swiss francs currency pair. All right, so this pair just continues to shoot to the upside. If you remember from the weekend analysis, I had mapped out, let me see, this particular demand zone right here. All right, and well, I was waiting to see if we'll get a price to give us a push into that particular demand zone before we take off to the upside. But you can see from here, price just continues to push to the upside. Well, your job as a trader is to just continue to follow the markets and understand the story that is being told by the markets. Okay, so well, right now it seems like we have topped out at this area right around 1.2600 institutional price level. So if from here the bears come into this market, what I would love to see is for price to give me 1 second. What I would love to see is for price to give me a push to the downside into this particular demand zone right around, let's say 1.2500, 1.2480 level, anywhere from right around here. If I get any bounces to the upside, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go long for further continuations to the upside. Okay, so as usual guys, remember this is just a forecast. The markets have normalized in my opinion, and well, let's see how the markets will move. For example, if the markets just take off from here and continue shooting to the upside, all you have to do is just to adjust your demand and supply levels to suit what you have on the charts. Okay, so but based on the price action that we have right now, these are the levels that I would personally be keeping an eye on. All right, so hopefully you gained some value from this particular video guys, and if you did, please do not forget to click on that like button, subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell so that you will always get updates whenever I post a video. Cheers, and see you on the weekend forex forecast for next week.